It's a slash command, right?
Yeah, /host.
Why is it not letting me? Maybe I'll do it over here.
You have to do it in Twitch, in the chat Twitch.
Yeah, I know. It's a slash command, right?
Yeah, /host. Alrighty guys, I think we're good to go. So, in this class, what I'm going to do is show you guys how to add the light bar to your favorite tractor/truck. In this case, I'm going to do it for the Oshkosh. Bud Monster, thanks for the follow. So what I did was, if you're interested in following along...
Oh, I forgot to show the turning on the developer tools.
Okie doke.
So if you wanted to give them that one last brief thing for me, that would be great.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Absolutely. LG Grandpa, thanks for the follow. Vince Pratt, thanks for the follow. Okay, guys, I'm going to show what Dave was talking about
Fantasy Island.
As far as turning on developer tools. So where you'll go for that is go to My Documents, My Games,
Welcome to Fantasy
Farming
Island.
Simulator 2015. Go down to game.xml. In here you'll see development controls, and in your case, if you haven't messed with this, it'll say development controls false. So what you need to do is change that value from false to true, and that way when you start up your game, you'll be able to see your log load up, and basically it'll tell you if there's any problems with the mod that you did, or if there's any problems with the game. It'll tell you in that mode. And what you use is a tilde key. If you're not sure what the tilde key is, next to the one at the top of your keyboard. It's a squiggly sideways line. So that's how you turn on your debug enabling mode to see all your log. So what we're going to start with is class 5A. This is our trusty Oshkosh. If you're interested in a mod, you type in ! class mods, and you'll be able to download and play along as well. Correct, Gen Falcon, yeah, save it first as well. So what I'm going to do is, I'll get rid of this for now. This is my trusty Oshkosh. So what I do, I need to extract this, or I copy it. However you want to handle it, it's your choice. And there's that trusty Oshkosh truck that everybody's seeing. So, what we need to do next is, they actually were nice enough that they actually included a README file here. And I'm going to try to make it small enough so we can follow along. Basically it tells you exactly what I was telling you, where to extract it. You're going to open the links basically in the i3D file.
Yeah, baby.
Alan, thanks for the donation, $10 donation, much appreciated. So what we're going to do is I'll show you guys how to follow along here. I'm going to pull these. These are README files, so it's hard to do a split screen. I'll try my best. There we go. Maybe that'll work out, so that way we can follow along. I'll show you guys how to do it here. So I already went ahead and extracted the Lightbar folder, and it's right here. So Lightbar, and here's all the files in there that we'll need. So we're up to this step right here. It's in that same directory as our mod, which is the Oshkosh. So what we're going to do next is open the vehicle in the i3D Giants editor. Okay, so the way they did the Oshkosh is a little different. Normally you have your i3D file right out in the main folder. Not a big deal, you can put it anywhere you want as long as it references it in the vehicle XML and the mod description. They all link up. In this case they do. So if we open the Oshkosh folder, there's our vehicle XML, which will reference the file name, which you'll see is Oshkosh/M1070A1. Okay, not a problem. So I just wanted to show you this one they did a little different. No biggie, we'll work with it. We'll make it happen. So what I'm going to do is we'll see here, open a vehicle, step 4, So on open this in version 6.0.3. There's our Oshkosh. Now, as we worked on any other mods in the previous classes, first thing I'm going to show you is the cameras. They have two cameras. They don't have basically what I call a mod editing camera. What they do is they have the indoor and the outdoor. So basically when you select your views, when you're playing in game, these are your two views, one indoor, one outdoor. You really don't want to edit anything or modify those working on those cameras. It'll mess up your view when you're in game. It'll get you seasick. It'll make you very frustrated. There's a way to reset it, but so you don't have to reset it, we're going to do it the right way. So all I do is just go to create. I'll create a trusty camera. Then you go to view, camera, and select camera. It's just a temporary camera. It won't affect anything. It's not linked to anything in game. This is just so we can do some edits. That's all this is. So what I'm going to try to do right now is I'll try to bring this a little bit smaller so we can follow along on our strip. Right over here in the README file. So next thing is we need to import it. Basically what I'm going to do is go back to Giant. So I'm going to go to full screen. Now it's easier for you guys to read and go along with. Go to File. We're going to go to Import. We're going to go to Desktop. I'm going to go to Class 5A, which is right here. There's the Lightbar folder, and we're going to import lightbar.i3d. I'll pull this back up to just show you that we're following along. And right here it says select Lightbar.i3d and click Open. Okay, so we're going to do this and click Open. There's a Lightbar way down here. Traxxas Man, thanks for following.
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
So the Lightbar is way down here and it's out of our main transform group. Now if we did this, what happens if you bring it in game right now? That Lightbar, when you buy your Oshkosh, you would basically run over your Lightbar and it'd stay right where it's at because it's not part of the main transform group. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys what we need to do here. And basically I'm just going to search through what I try to do. There's no particular order of where it should go, but I always look around and basically just search, which is not a problem. So what I'm going to do is I need to get it out of this transform group because it's separated, as I mentioned, from the main one. So what I'm going to do is do this. I'm going to do this up here. You know, I usually use the control keyboard shortcuts, but I'm going to show you this way, just so that way you know how and what keys to push. In this case, it's Control X, but for editor purposes, I'm going to just do cut, and there it goes. And what I want to do is bring this in my main transform group. So that way, when my Oshkosh moves, so does my Lightbar with it, and it's actually attached to it. So next thing I'm going to do is go here and hit Control, or I'll show you up here, and hit paste. Okay, now it's still in the same spot, but what it is actually in the main transform group now. So when I do this, you'll see that only you see here is my extra camera that I created. So what I need to do is basically move that up to here. So what I need to do is, there it is. So I need to move my Lightbar now. So I'm going to scroll this up. I'm going to scroll forward. I'm going to get it close, guys. I'm not going to, I'll try to get it close as possible to getting it on here. And we will get it close down to the roof. And it looks a little bit off center. I'll try to get it just about right. It ain't gonna, it won't be 100% perfect, but you get the idea. It's there. This is just exercise of bringing it in and getting it functioning correctly. So there's our Lightbar. So as far as Giant's editing goes, we are in a good spot. There's that. There's all the pieces that go along with our Lightbar. So next step I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. And I'm going to just show you something. That's fine. I always like to see what's everything as far as the group, and if possible I'll try to move the Lightbar closer to lights or even in the same group. But when I do that, it'll mess up these following indexes, and there's no harm in foul. It's just a matter of being neat and how it's done, how the mod is done. So this is not a problem. I'm just going to leave it here for now, and it's at the very bottom. I'm going to hit save. Okay, and I'm just going to pull this back up to this README file to show you where I'm at. I went ahead a little bit further than this, as opposed to going back and forth, trying not to bore you guys too much. So yeah, you saw what we did here. We brought it into the bottom, which we were talking about. So then basically here we moved to where we wanted to, just exactly like they said. save the changes, which we did, and then we have to locate, and then we're on to step 13 already. So we're cruising along pretty good. So what I'll show you guys, let me just go back over here. I will save this quick. It's all saved up. And then basically they locate light coronas inside the light bar. There are a total of 8. You don't have to read along, but you get the idea here. It's going to tell you the orange lights are meant to be used as turn signals, and the white lights are meant to be used as work lights, and so forth and so on. So what we're going to do is we're going to open keep Giant Senator open, and now we need to open our trusty Notepad++. So let me open that, and we'll go down to this part of the code, which is lights. So let me open this. We'll go to the Oshkosh, open a vehicle XML. Okay, I'll try doing, this is going to get a little crazier with all the split screens, but I will try my best. I'll try reorganizing it. It gets a little crazy. That's why it's nice to have 2 monitors, but fortunately with Twitch I gotta do one at a time. So I'll try to squeeze everything on here at once, and we'll go from there. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down until you see the lights, which is here. We found our light section. You'll see decoration, etc., so forth and so on. Now, the key part is we're going to see what we need to do. So what I'm going to do, just to tell you guys, is I'm going to copy this part right here. And that's the existing light, basically the real light, the decoration, and the light type. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'll copy this down and I'll explain a little bit of each. So the real light is basically, it's always 01800. So when I say, how do I know that? I'm going to open Giants Editor, go here, and it's the default, I believe, let me open this back up. Yeah, 1800. So 1800, and that's our front light spot. That is our real light that we use for anything concerning the lights that we turn on and off with your keyboard, with the F key. So what I'm going to do is, I know that's 1800. That's not going to ever change. And I'll pull up this screen one more time. Okay, so 1800, that's correct. Now the direct decoration part is what is going to change. So let me show you guys what's going to change. As I go down the light bar, okay. Now we have a couple different lights, as you guys see. Let me scroll in over here. There you see all the lights. So, light coronas. We have turn left, turn right, white coronas. What we're worried about is the white coronas. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to go back to my note. I'll try to slide this over. Okay, that should be good. I'm going to open this back up as well. There's a lot of things open right now, and we'll go from there. So the next thing is concerning the light type attribute. First thing I do, I have to change the decoration, so I'll do that right now. In their example, you see what it is. So basically, they tell me, concerning the light type is 0 designates main headlight, 1 is backlights, 3 is work light. And basically, all I'm going to do is he automatically even tells me, he goes, all right, it's 0 greater than XX52. So the 52 part is always constant. What's going to change, as I'll go back to here, is you see my index path here. So I know the 0 greater than is not going to change. The XX that he's referring to is 26 in our case, 52 in that case as well. So let me go back up one. I didn't have to go that far. So this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be 0 greater than 2652. So I'll show you over here. Edit, hit copy. I'll go over here, highlight this, and hit Control V, paste. Okay, so I'll pull this up just to show you how I got there. Is this? His example would be this, which is fine. Everyone's going to change. Not that big of a deal. But a cool thing about this, like I said, about the light type, is something I actually learned as well. Is about how each number represents something different, 0, 1, and 3. So everything's a little bit different, and it's cool. That's it's always a nice thing. This little document that comes with a light bar is very, very helpful considering the lights. So as far as the adding the lights, we are good. We're happy with that. The next thing we need to do is doing the turn signals. Okay. So as we scroll along, he's going to tell us to find the turn signals in the script. So ours are right here. Turn signal left, turn signal right. Okay, this is what they are on the current Oshkosh. Not a problem. I'm going to do this. I'll do edit. I'll do copy. Because I don't want to get rid of the ones that are already there. I just want to add to them. This is how I'm going to add my turn signals from the Lightbar we added. Okay, again, just follow along over here in this document. He's saying add these lines in. So I know it's going to be a 50 and a 51. The only difference again are going to be these XX numbers. So in my case, these numbers 18s are going to change because they're the ones in the Oshkosh. So what I'm going to look at is here's 2650 and 2651. And again, I know these are right, so the only number that's going to change is 26. And then we're going to go 26 over here. 26, and follow this document. Do 5 and 0. And we're going to do 26, 5, and 1. Exactly what matches over here in its documentation. So now we got working turn signals on the Lightbar as well. So we're getting there. We're going through this very slowly and make sure that we don't make any mistakes, but if mistakes are made, the log will tell us so, like Dave is saying. It is you know, basically what tells us everything, whether it's right or wrong or indifferent. Alright, so the next line is this. We need to add the beacon lights. These are a little trickier. Not a problem, but we will get those in. So what I know is I'm actually going to, instead of retyping everything, what I'll do is do this. I'll do copy, and I'll do a paste over to here. Just keep it neat and organized. I'm doing this. Okay? And this tells me basically the file name. It's telling me where to pull the rotators from. Okay? Now, just to be sure, I'm going to show you guys how to double check this. So what I'm going to do is open my trusty Oshkosh, okay? We're going to go here, and there's the Lightbar. And there's rotators. So we know that that is there. So we're good to go. It's under Lightbar, rotators. Not a problem. So we're good there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go back. Now, as he specified in the beacon lights 1 through 4, that they're all 0 greater than XX, and then 0 through 4, as he shows here. So what I'll do is open my Giants editor one more time. I will look for my beacons, and here they are. So it's 26 again. So we got 26, 0 through 4. So all we're going to do is change this to 26. There we go, just like that. So do Control C. And do this, this, and this. And the only value we have to change is this one right here. And just change them accordingly. Whoops, I didn't do enough, apparently. That's okay. So we will go back 0. I need to add one more because there is 5. So we're going to 0, 1, 2, 3. Add one more in here. And redo this. Okay, so we got 26, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's referencing a file name, the speed at which it rotates. There is currently already a beacon light on there. And basically, we're just going to leave it on for now. We can also remove it as well. I think it's nothing wrong with having an extra beacon light. Better be safe than sorry. So we added that in. So let me open this back up. We'll follow along. So there's our beacon lights. And again, like he mentioned here, you can set your rotations, you can randomize it, etc. to random pattern. I just leave it all matching the same. So basically that's the end of it. There's 19 steps. So what we're going to do is I'm going to minimize this just for now. Just in case I mess something up. So there's all our beacon lights. That's the last step. I'm going to save this. Okay. I'll maximize that. Now, what I'm going to do, I'll leave my camera, like I said, I'll leave my working, what I call my working camera in. There's no harm in leaving that. So I'll leave that there. I'll do a save. And I'm going to close this out. And what I'm going to do is just double check something right now. So I'll open my 5A folder that contains my Oshkosh. And what I want to double check, just to show you guys, I'm going to open the i3D file in Notepad++. I'm going to show you why in a second. And this is the reason why. So, what we see is ... emissive shader, Lightbar. Okay, so it all looks good. What I want to make sure is all these files are linked correctly. So when he did his i3D a little bit differently, as far as the location of the i3D file, he had some main files out here in the main folder. So what he did was he put a ... which tells me it's a level up. That's the file that it's looking for. So what I'm going to do is I'll open this one more time in Giants just to make sure I don't get any errors. If it does, it'll tell me you can't find a certain file, and we'll just have to fix it, which is not a big deal. Fortunately, it looks all clear. So what I'm going to do is I'll scroll up just to make sure that's all good to go. Everything looks fine. There's no errors, which is always a bonus. So next step I got to do is I have to zip this up. Now the trailer is also included in this package, so I didn't touch the trailer. I'm going to leave that be. What I need to do is I now need to keep this here just in case. I'm going to copy this, do a paste. Okay. I'll just rename this original in case I really foobarred something. I have this here just in case something really goes awry. So I'm going to delete these files that were in there previously out of there. I'm going to select all the files minus the 2 zip files like we did in previous classes. And then all I do is I click and drag into that zip file. It's compressing those files up. Okay. And the next step I'm going to do is I always have my class mod. And of course I have another file in there, which is fine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a Control C or copy. Go over here, hit paste. Third that, I think Dave is here. I believe so. But he might have went to get a Pepsi as well. So what I'm going to do is now make sure my mod selector, my commander,
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
Is class mod text folder. That's what I'm going to be testing in. Wyatt, thanks for the follow. And what I do is load up the game. I want to make sure that the mod comes in and all the flashing lights and beacon lights work fine. So I'll do his career, do my test game here, and we're going to load this up. Let's see how this goes. And if all is well, we have flashing lights on the Oshkosh. It's always fun to say Oshkosh. I don't know where if that. I'm sure it's an actual brand, but I always get a kick out saying Oshkosh. Okay, so do black. Okay, now back when Dave was talking about, we're talking about the tilde key. There's the tilde key. You see, there's no errors. There's nothing in here. The only thing that's there is our Oshkosh. Basically, our Oshkosh loading in the i3D file. So what I want to do is hit my tilde key twice to get rid of that screen, and we're going to go right to our Oshkosh here. Okay, there's that. We're going to hit our F key. Okay, our lights are on the light bar as well. Okay, we're going to test out our blinkers. There's a driver side blinker, passenger side blinker, and the 4-ways. Okay, so they all work front and back. And then last but not least, we're going to try our beacons out. And there they are. So guys, follow along. We just added that light bar. Wasn't too bad. Now this is just using the Oshkosh. You can use it on any vehicle you want, whether it's a tractor, truck, combine, you name it. Just follow along, step by step, and take your time, and you'll be able to add this light bar in no problem. And I think it's real handy, and it adds a little something to each vehicle, you know, whether you want a black one or a white one. But so that's the steps we took to add in basically our light bar. So, you know, I'm going to be putting these up on YouTube as well, the videos, so that way if you have any questions or if I went too fast for you, I apologize. But you guys can, you know, feel free to add these to any vehicle you like. So that wraps up part A of our class, which took about a half hour, so it didn't do too bad here. So this wasn't too bad. So what I'm going to do is I'll jump out of this, and next thing I'm going to do is I noticed some guys were having trouble on basically on adding straw to the SRB trailers in version 1.3. So what I'm going to do next is show you guys what I did there to get straw to be added. I will close that out. I'm going to close out this README file. We're all good. We added a light bar to the Oshkosh. So the next step is the SRB 35. Okay guys, what I want to do is have the LS Kroger SRB 35, select all our files, hit copy, and extract those files into, in my case, a 5B folder. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do as an example is there's also Flagel trailers on Pleasant Valley as well. Okay, so I downloaded my mod pack 1.3. Let me use this as an example, my work in progress. It's already extracted. Basically, it's the Flagel trailers that were extracted into here. Okay, so we got the bulls. So let me go to here. I'm going to open my bull trailers in here. And I don't need to open this. I apologize. Let me open this guy right here. Nate, the SRB is a trailer. Big trailer. Let me show you. I'll show you a quick picture of this. This is what the SRB looks like. This guy right here. It's included in our mod pack for Pleasant Valley 1.3. Guys are having trouble with it accepting straw. So what I'm going to do is I'm showing everybody how we need to add straw in. So this is the Flagel trailer. This accepts straw. So this one has no problem at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show these guys how to add it over into the SRB. As Dave said, I'll move this to a new instance. I'll slide it over here. Okay. I'm going to scroll down. First thing I want to change, it's not a critical one. I'm going to go to the most important one first. So it's the fill type. The fruit types, fill types. So what I'll do is go down to here. I will find this over here as well. This is a Flagel. This one does accept it. So as you notice, the ones I need to add in, you'll see that it has these guys. So it has grass windrow, barley windrow, and wheat windrow. One thing you can do, there's two ways of doing it. You can highlight this whole thing, select them all, because these are all the ones that were in the Flagel. Then you do a Control C. You come on over here, this one, the fruit types, highlight all these, and hit Control V. No problem, KW. Understandable, man. Not a problem at all. So that's how we add in the fruit types. We just copied them from the Flagel, which we know accepts straw, which is wheat windrow, barley windrow, grass windrow, all that good jazz. And I just copied over here to our SRB 35. Another way of doing it is just copying out what you need. So it'd just be barley windrow, wheat windrow, and grass windrow, and you'd be good to go. So that is that's the main part, the fruit type, to actually get it to accept it. Now, if you wanted to, is you go up to here to the tip effect. Same thing up here. So let me scroll over here. This will have the tip effect as well, right here, guys. We're seeing 87, and over here is 62. Same steps. Real easy. I'm going to highlight all of my fill types again for the tipper. That way I make sure we're not missing something. So that way when it tips out, you'll get the effect. Hit edit again, hit copy, go over here to tip effect, highlight it, and basically delete that, and we're going to do edit and paste, and there we go. So that's what we got there. So that added in the tip effect over there as well. So now our SRB trailers will take straw. I know, like I said, guys are having trouble with it on 1.3. This will fix your problem. And look, if you don't feel comfortable making the changes, at the end of my class, I will upload the SRB that is fixed. So that way we can add it in. You can do it yourself. Just copy and replace the file, and you're good to go. So we have the SRB that I'll upload, as well as the Oshkosh with the Lightbar, if you like that as well. But at least you have this. I was going to get this to you guys Friday as part of a little package I got together for you, for saying thanks for everything you guys do for us. But I'll get this one to you tonight. That way you can go ahead and you can start putting straw into your SRB trailer. So there's that. I'm going to save that. I didn't make any changes over here with our Flagel trailer, so we're good to go. So what we got is all this. This is updated, the SRB XML. Now as well, if you want to update the mod description, I'll show you what we'll do. It should still be in there. So what I'll do is close this. Open my mod description. Now down here it says field types. What I'll do is just highlight this, and it should still be active. Hit edit, hit paste. Whoops. I should get rid of this first, just like so. Get rid of that. And we'll do a paste. Edit and paste. Boom, there we go. Now we're good to go. So basically, the only reason you want to edit out the mod description is basically you will, this will show up in the store. So it'll show you all the fruit types that it'll take. So there is that. That's the only reason you have to edit the mod description. But as far as actually taking it, would be in the vehicle XML. Next step I'm going to do is just copy these two trusty files, the mod description and SRB35.xml. Back over to this file. I'm going to do a Control C. I'll copy this. Now I'm going to copy it into a different directory. The reason I want to do that is I want to show you guys it actually works. So what I'm going to do is go here. I'm actually going to go into my active game directory for Pleasant Valley. And I'm going to copy and replace. So do this, do mod commander. I will hit save. And I'm going to boot up the game. And this takes a little bit longer to load up because I'm loading up a lot of mods, all the mods I'm working on and so forth, and as well as a larger map than the Bjornholm map. So what I'll do is I'll load up the Pleasant Valley map here to show you guys that that now takes straw and all that good jazz. And it actually works. And like I said, I will upload this and I'll provide the link in chat. So that way you guys will be able to use that right away. But if you're interested in modifying your own or how to add a fruit type, I just showed you, so that way if you want to add something different, feel free, go for it. And the sky's the limit. So like I said, the first one, Lightbar is neat. You can add that to any vehicle, whether it's truck, car, tractor, harvester, whatever you like to do. If you need some extra blinky lights, feel free to add them on. So I just figured, as my game is loading up here, it takes a little bit longer, but I'll show you guys what we got going on. In the meantime here, while that's loading up, I'm going to, just to make sure, don't know what that is. There, let's pull this over here. What I'll do right now, as we speak, is I will upload the finished mod to Dropbox while my game is loading. So I'll go here. Alright, give me 1 second. We'll be good to go. So I'm just banking on it working, so we shall see. There we go. Alright. Pink flames. Oh boy. So the game is still loading here. It should be up here shortly. It's in the process of loading up all the information. I can tell because when you click on the Giants emblem, if it doesn't pop up right away, it's in the process of loading everything. Map, mods, etc. So let's see what we got going on here. Any day now. Seeing always takes forever when you're in a hurry, but it's alright, we'll get her there. I'm always impatient. I click on a giant symbol thinking it's going to help make it go faster, but in reality it really does not. So let me see here. That might be Fubarn as well. So let's see, come on. Yeah, it's a long load time. I got a lot of mods I'm testing out currently, so I always try to make sure there's not a conflict and it's really loud too. There we go. So we're in our Pleasant Valley map. Yeah,
Welcome to Fantasy Island.
this is a long load time. Got a lot of stuff going on there. The prologuer, thanks for the follow. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'll go down here. Oh, there's no sales. Come on, you got to be kidding me. So let's go to Tippers. Let's find the SRB. There is the SRB. We'll make it black. Yeah, KW, a lot of mods, man. A lot of mods, even though they're air free. But just to show you guys, this is what I'm talking about, the fruit types, where they're going to show up. You see how many we got here? And for instance, look at the Great Dane, just for an example. This means nothing as far as all this is a visual thing. So it could appear, but the main thing is make sure they accept them. So as far as that, we're good to go. So that loaded in. We'll check here, make sure, you know, I have field status. I have some warnings up here from the Universal Process Kit. But it loaded in my SRB just fine. Next thing I need is a truck to haul them down there. So let me just grab any truck. I'll use the in-game truck. Let's see what we got here. Trusty old man truck. There we go. And what I'm going to do is hop in the truck, grab my trailer, head down to where the cows are to see if I get some straw. Alright, so I'll spin around here and see what we got. We're just going to cruise down here to the cow barn where we can actually load up some straw just to make sure it works. If it doesn't load up, then I did something wrong, but this should be fairly easy to do. I shouldn't have messed it up, but you never know. So let's see here, our trusty cow barn. There it is. Oh, I already have one down here as well. Okay, good to know. So we're going to push that guy out of the way, stealing all my straw. Alright, so let me move him, because I'm sure he's full. Oh, don't want to chop up the truck. Oh, I already have him. Okay, he's empty. So what I'll do is I'll back him up. Alright, so straw goes into him. Which is not a big deal, so that's good. But I want to show you guys one that I brought in. It's the same trailer, but just for talking purposes, I want to show you that. I can pull him in here. And let me back up, and I'll pull the truck under the straw, and there it is. So if all you guys are having trouble in 1.3, we now have straw that loads up into the game. We fixed that issue, and you're good to go. So you can pretty much load quite a few items now into our SRB trailers that wouldn't take straw previously. So this was a quick little fix. I just wanted to show you guys where we're at. So there's adding straw. And basically I think I'm a little bit early on time, but what I'll do is I'm going to throw a link for this finished SRB in the chat, and you guys can feel free to download it. Let me grab it here. Give me one sec. And there we go. Okay guys, there is the link for the SRB 35 if you had trouble getting straw in version 1.3 of Pleasant Valley. So now you guys see it takes straw if you had a problem. You know, you might not have, but I know there are a couple guys that said they had issues with it, so that it would haul fine in the flagles and not in the SRB, so now that's good to go. So that works. It'll haul any of these items now. So if you have any problems previously, you can now haul these guys without an issue. So, but that about wraps it up for me this week. My game is extra loud, so I'm gonna have to just quit out of here because it's extra loud. There we go. And so basically, if you guys have any questions, concerns, you know, feel free to ask the questions. We'll be back Friday. Dave will be doing his map making class at 7, and our map preview will be at 9 o'clock. And we're trying to get together at least. I'll make sure to get some mods together, a little collection package to say thanks to you guys for all your donations and your support. Me and Dave can't thank you enough. And unfortunately, like we said, we can't release version 2.0 due to the fact of it's going in a contest. But we wanna make sure to get you guys something, and this is our way of saying it. You know, so if there's any questions, can you build your own house? If we had a modeler, we could build our own house. We do have, long story short, we do have like I'm going to call it like a Lego set, where basically you can build your own house. It's very time consuming, and you know, it all depends as well on how much detail you want in them. Yeah, I got giant stopped engine, of course. So yes, we can build our own houses. We have in Pleasant Valley version 1.3, we have it where you build factories. Sergio to explain to you. So you basically take materials, boards, cement, all that good jazz down to a factory, and you build it. You know, you add water, you add some products as well. So as of right now, you can build factories. We don't do houses building in game per se, but we can build them with you know, basically have them as an item in the map when it loads up. So I hope that answers your question or what you're looking for here. But so I'll stick around for a little bit if there's any more questions or concerns or comments. Oh, do I have quality options? I'm sure they're just saying, you know, I think that's a temporary thing. If I remember last time, I think Troutmouth had that as well. So that's a cool thing. I think that's only, I think, if you're, I forget what it's called, partnered, if I remember correctly. I'm a total noob guy when it comes to the Twitch stuff, so you have to excuse me. I'm more, you know, more new to it and trying to learn it, but we will see here. So if there's, and I also put up a link. I'll tell you what, I also put up the link for the Oshkosh as well for anybody that's interested in doing that one as well. So if you want the Oshkosh with a Lightbar, feel free. There is the link for the Oshkosh with Lightbar. Again, I take 0 credit for all these mods, guys. All I do is try to improve on them and show you guys how to add items to it and make them your own, to personalize them. So I hope it works out. If there's any mods you want to see in the future, anything neat, shoot me a message on the forums, Facebook. Get in contact with me, and we will basically do what we can to go from there. So if there are no questions, I'm deciding on what I want to do next week for the class, but I will update the events on our forums page to let you guys know. So I think that is all. I hope you guys learned something and enjoyed the class. But for now, I will catch y'all later and hope you have a good night. And like I said, we'll catch you Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Dave's class, and 9 p.m. will be the map making class, Eastern Standard Time. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you all later.